What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about something different today. I'm doing an email. A couple videos ago, I asked you all if you can reply with some emails or write me some emails on your situation. Keep them short and simple, 350 words or less, paragraph, nice grammar, periods, all that kind of stuff. And I got a bunch of those. Holy shit, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, okay? But I'm going to read one simple short one in front of me today, which she says she wants to remain anonymous, so I respect that. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I love you forever, along with the little bell notification. And you, ladies, here's the good news. You get my bad side today, but I'm so damn sexy. It doesn't matter what side, right? You get my bad side. I'm looking at my screen right here. I have two screens. I'm looking at this one. You get the bad side, but I still look good, so it don't matter. Okay, so you're in luck. So jumping into this email. So I've never written a dating coach before, and I like to stay anonymous. Basically, I got involved with a guy who has a girlfriend. Well, you know how that's gonna. I can jump into that right away. And it started off very chill. I have never done that before. Well, welcome, right? It's so great. It's so great being the third wheel. He also was seeing other women. Okay, never mind, multiple wheels. Never lied to me about that. Well, okay. But during all that time, he always asked if I wanted a relationship and why not. A few months in, I did start wanting one. He recently broke up with his girlfriend, more like she broke up with him, she says. Then he started taking back things he said. For example, wanting to go on a trip back to his country and wanting to be together. Not to mention, he met a much older lady at a party and started talking to her out of his friend, taking her out with his friends who I took 6 months to meet. I felt very disrespected. His friends say he cares for me, but I just don't see it. I also want to mention he doesn't say the fact that I'm waiting until marriage. Wait, I also mentioned, he said the fact that I'm waiting for marriage to have sex is a big hindrance for him, even though we have had oral sex, and that I still have another year of studies to do. He also said he's afraid to commit. I just don't know if he's confused or if he's playing around. Beautiful thing. So here's the beautiful problem you had. It all started when you were talking to a guy who was taken. And the thing with this, and you might not think this, you might think your guy's different, but the beautiful thing that guys do is they create what I call an insurance policy or a safety net. And what that means is, let's flip it around real fast. And let's say you're the one who's married and you're having an affair. The guy knows that he can say whatever he wants to you, however he wants. He can be abundant, he can reach out, he can initiate, whatever it is. Oh man, all that sushi. He can do it all. He knows at the end of the day that he's safe in terms of getting into a relationship with you, which I will get on, right? I'll get on that, because he also said he's afraid of commitment, but there's nothing to be afraid of if you're taken. There should be no assumption of a relationship. You're taken, and if you're married, and if you have kids, and a job, and a reputation, and a house, and that's just too many liabilities to give up for me. So I can have all the benefits as the guy, but not take on the liabilities, which is the lifestyle of a relationship, okay? Because this guy said he's talking to other women, okay? So flipping that back around, when the guy's in a relationship, he's expecting you not to expect that, to have a relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? It's his safety net. But now, once he's out of one, well, that safety net has a big old hole in it. And so he's going to take back everything he says, everything he does, everything he stood for, because what I call the context or the negotiation's different. And negotiation is everything you guys do and what you don't do, what you say, what you don't say. So the example I like to use a lot is, let's say you and I were hooking up, And after you're like, hey, Elliot, I want a relationship. And I say, oh, okay, cool, but I don't. Sorry. And then the next day you continue to, you're like, okay. And then you continue to hook up with me. That's a negotiation because I can only assume by your actions of hooking up with me after we talked and I said, I don't want anything. And you keep on hooking up with me. I can only assume that you're okay with being friends with benefits and hooking up. Okay. So, the negotiation before was, hey, I have a girlfriend. I can't really do a lot. I like you, but I really can't do a lot. And you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then you started to get feelings. You said later in a few months in, you started to get feelings. And it's like, okay, well, that's cool, but that does change the context a little bit. And then the guy gets out of the relationship. Now that's a renegotiation. The negotiation is not the same anymore as it used to be. So the guy's like, shit, okay? Now, with all that being said, going on later, you said, the guy is talking to another girl. It took 6 months, or she met his friends. It took you 6 months to meet. Okay, that just sucks. And things like that. I personally think this guy was using you, if you ask me. I'm not saying he doesn't like you. I'm not saying he's not interested, but not to the degree as a relationship. He was probably using you to fill a void as an escape. The guy is emotionally unstable or unstable. The guy likes variety. The guy is very insecure. He's just not relationship material. He was in a relationship, doesn't like that lifestyle. So he's going to, fix that by focusing on variety, which is you and other women. I mean, first off, I don't even know why you would be talking to a guy who, not only is cheating on his girlfriend. I don't care if he's happy with her or not. Then just break up with her. But not only is he cheating on her with you, he's talking to multiple women. So what are you wanting out of this? A relationship won't come out of it because here's what's going to happen. Let's just say him and this girl break up and they stop talking. And he starts talking to you and he starts talking and you guys start talking more serious. He said he's afraid of commitment. Which is again a negotiation. I'm going to say, I'm afraid of this, and you're going to give me feedback by saying, okay, well, we can try to take it slow. That's your way of negotiation. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but I don't want you to think just because we're taking it slow doesn't mean I'm ready for one, right? I don't want you to assume anything. Then you say, oh, okay, that's fine. We won't assume anything. You're going to negotiate back and forth, basically. And I know this to be a fact because why would the guy date you if he just got out of a relationship and he likes talking to multiple women and he's already had you, right? And you're not going to have sex with him till marriage. There's no offense. There's no value in dating you. There's no assets in dating you. There's absolutely zero assets. There's just no reason for him to do so. So what I'm going to do as the guy is, you said you gave him oral. I'm going to sweet talk you, get to know, all that kind of stuff, get back to where we were and just get sucked off a bunch. There's just, you just suck it off. There's absolutely no reason for me to date you. If you're not having sex with me, if I already had you, I just got out of a relationship, I'm heartbroken, I guess, for the most part, whatever he might not be. I said I'm afraid of commitment, and I'm talking to other people. Like, why would I jump into anything? There's no reason whatsoever for me to jump into a relationship. Your only asset to him is the sexual aspect. Okay, so I hate to tell you, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And I think the guys. I mean, I agree with the guy. Now, okay, I can't say this, but I personally would not get with the girl who wants to save herself until marriage. I'm not saying she can't do that. I respect that 100%. But I mean, sex is half a relationship. I mean, sexual chemistry, sex together, making love, the emotions behind it, how someone acts and reacts after it. That's all very important. Do they even know what they're like? That to me, that stuff is very important in a relationship. Not just this chemistry. We have chemistry. Oh, we have so many similarities. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like everyone does, right? There's I can have chemistry with anybody. If you're semi-interested. Not saying that stuff's not important, but to men, sex is very important. And to me, I gotta test drive the vehicle before I put a ring on it. That's just I don't know. That's just me. That's like looking at the exterior but not seeing the interior. No, I need to see how the baby drives, okay? So with that being said, like I said, I just don't see any assets. Not saying there's anything wrong. Listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm not saying you're doing something bad. I'm not saying you're making mistakes. Besides the fact that you're sticking around with a guy who is emotionally unavailable, who just got out of a relationship, who was cheating on his girlfriend. I mean, you need to pick a better guy. That's the problem. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close. That's the, high five. That's the problem you made, right? You picked the wrong guy, but of course, attraction is not a choice. Easier said than done. But I would personally move on from this one. I just don't see this guy being relationship material, and I don't think it's worth fighting for that. Okay, so that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.